This seed is incredible. Not only is it going to grow into a plant that will give me abundant harvests, but it also houses an incredible opportunity to learn about gardening. Join me today to find out what makes this seed so magical. Hi, I'm Gardener Scott, and this is a pepper seed. It's Hungarian paprika, a variety I've never grown before. Now, I've mentioned in previous videos and on my live streams that this year a big goal of mine is to make my own paprika. Growing the peppers, drying the peppers, and then blending those dried powdered peppers into paprika that I can use in my kitchen. And it's going to begin with this seed right here. Now, I've actually chosen 5 varieties of peppers that I'm going to dry and turn into paprika. I have a Lesia, this actually comes from Ukraine, a fairer ozone paprika, a black Hungarian pepper, an Alma paprika pepper, and then this one, the Hungarian paprika pepper. I'll be paying all of these pepper plants special attention, but this one, this Hungarian paprika pepper and this seed in particular are extra special because this is the beginning of the 2024 Single Seed Challenge. And this is the single seed that I've chosen for this year's challenge. Now, if you're not familiar with the Single Seed Challenge, Scott Head from Black Gumbo Gardening came up with this idea a number of years ago. You take a single seed and you follow it through its entire life. You sow this seed, and I suggest you mark it so you know exactly which one it is. Then you put it in your garden, you take care of it, you're looking at it every single day. You're observing how you take care of this plant. And then when you reach harvest time, you pay special attention to how the plant fruits and how you harvest it. And then, I think this is an important next step, how you plan to use it within your kitchen. Now, this seed may not look like anything extra special or deserving of attention, but it's how you approach the Single Seed Challenge and how you choose your seed and then follow it that really makes it so magical. I think a lot of gardeners look at gardening as just a hobby and all the gardening tasks as chores that need to be done. So you take your seeds, maybe you start them indoors, maybe you sow directly in the garden, but they're in the ground and you water them and the sun does its job and hopefully the weather is nice, hopefully you don't have any insect or animal pests, and at the end of the season you harvest. And beyond that, there really isn't much more to gardening, right? Well, I think there is. And that's why this single seed is so magical. If you stop looking at it as an entire garden that you're just caring for, and instead start looking at each individual plant, your knowledge can increase dramatically. You'll begin to notice things that you wouldn't normally notice when you just set the timer for your sprinkler system and then take a basket out to harvest. Every plant is unique. Every bed is unique. Every garden is unique. And sometimes we need to slow down. We need to take the time to literally smell the roses and literally pay attention to how our seeds are growing and what our plants are doing. And when you take that time to focus, gardening really does become something special. One of the things about this Single Seed Challenge is even when things go wrong, you still learn, you still grow, you still develop that experience. A number of us have had issues in past years with the Single Seed Challenge where we choose a seed, We grow it into a plant and then something happens. I had that problem a number of years ago where a hailstorm devastated the plant I was growing. Was I able to get a harvest that year? No, I wasn't. But that's really not the point of this exercise. I learned a lot about growing that plant, and maybe more importantly, I learned about protecting my plants better from the hailstorms during the summer. And that lesson led to a complete new way of gardening for me. Now, I take a lot of time and energy and effort to protect my plants so that I don't have that problem happen again. I've had great success in the single seed challenge as well. And noticing that plant, that specific plant, and then comparing it to the plants next to it, I can begin to see differences that I might not have noticed before. The size of the fruit, the shape of the fruit, the color of the fruit, all of these are things that gardeners often take for granted. But when you pay attention to what one seed can do, and then what one plant can do, and then what that one bed does for you and your garden, I think that is magical. It's the kind of thing that you can't learn at school. You can't learn from a video. You have to be there, touching it, feeling it, being part of this plant's life. And so now, the next step for me is to take this seed. Take a little pot, put some seed starter mix and potting soil in it, and sow it, and start my journey, and follow this seed as it grows on its journey, makes its way to the garden, and then eventually, along with the rest of the peppers from these plants, finds its way into paprika powder that I'll be using in my kitchen. You can expect that I'll be following the journey of this seed and the plant and the fruit and that paprika in videos to come. So follow along. And you, right now, go ahead and choose a seed and set yourself up for the single seed challenge. Not just doing it, but part of the challenge is to make those videos. Just like I'm planning to make videos, share with all of us what you're doing with the seed that you choose. Make sure you do hashtag single seed challenge 2024, and others will be able to find what you're doing, and you can find what others are doing. I'm Gardener Scott. Enjoy gardening.